to work, and shouldn't be that hard to do. Um, the hardest part I thought was going to be was just getting the all the logic to do the transition between the two different locations
Mm-hmm.
visually, so it wouldn't go to the main menu. But I actually got it working in just like 15 minutes. So
Oh, that's pretty good.
yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of work with the ship being invisible for a second. The last thing I changed is like the music. Was it was trying to switch to the main menu music, and I was throwing a
Ah,
bunch of
gotcha.
errors.
Yeah.
Anybody who's a programmer knows it's like when you're changing things, and the original code never had this concept of jumping in and jumping out. So there's a whole
Mm-hmm.
bunch of logic that had to be reworked, and you don't want to just do a hacky thing. You want to do it, you know, do it nicely. But I'll polish it up some more. Okay, and I'm running another build, but yeah, the build is out. So just keep in mind that I'm about to release another build, which so you won't see that main menu. But if you join in the servers,
Yeah.
you'll see there's a whole bunch of new jump gates everywhere. So there's an actual jump gate network. You can use it to access the jump gates. Go to the navigation menu right below the flight manual, and then you'll get a list of all the local jump gates and also your spawn point. So you can switch between targeting either setting. You can set your waypoint. Your waypoint is the little home marker, right? And your waypoint normally in the past was always just wherever you spawned from, which is usually your capital ship or the center of the map if you were playing free for all. But now you can switch it to a local jump gate, or you can switch it back. I'm going to make it more fancy, the UI over time, but the core is there. You can switch between them. You can see which way it is. Like I told you guys last week, I plan on making changes to the scope, and I'll definitely tweak the UI as we get more experience with it. But the point is, you can switch between it. You can see how far away it is in kilometers, and then fly towards it. Once you get within range of a jump gate, you need to keep an eye on your Oh, there's also going to be a button dedicated to the navigation menu, just like there is for the player list. So you can just pop it up wherever you are and then press it again to go back to wherever you are, so you can get access to it easily without losing your place in the menus. But yeah, that's one of those polished things I didn't get to this week. But yeah, once you get there, keep an eye on the navigation menu, and it'll basically tell you what you need to do. Basically what you get to do, there's this, imagine there's an invisible staging area right in front of the first jump gate in the triplet pair, triplet. And imagine there's like an invisible jump gate stretching out about 8 kilometers in front of it. You need to be within that area, facing the opening, and aligned with it. And then once you're aligned with it, it'll tell you that you're aligned, and then you can press the navigation button again and start the navigation process. Is going to start accelerating towards the gate. You can use power burn if you want, but once you start the jump gate protocol, this is when you would get the medications and the UI and all that. But you'll notice that you won't be affected by G-forces. Right now, there's no visual explaining why, but you won't black out even though you're about to go through some extreme acceleration. And you can only fly forward, but you can also power burn. So you have some control, but it's limited compared to normal. But you can, if you're careful, you can avoid crashing. You can even try to get out of the jump protocol if you just change your mind and want to go through with it. But yeah, as you hit each ring, you accelerate at 1 kilometer per second for a ring. And then once you go past the last ring, your engine shuts down and you enter into a drift. And then sometime afterwards, it switches to the new location. And then once you're jumping into a new location, you're still in the jump protocol, so you can deal with the super high deceleration, but you have more flight control in the ingress versus the egress. When you're arriving, you can hit brakes, you can fly off, you can ignore the rings altogether. But yeah, the rings are very useful because they'll slow you down much more quickly, and they don't use fuel, right? But it's up to you. You can purposely avoid the rings if you want to currently. And yeah, and then once the jump protocol comes to an end, you also see a little jump light on your center display. So you can check there also. Once it's over, you can repeat the process and jump through that same ring if you want, or you can go to another one. And what we're going to be testing is basically us going through the ring together simultaneously from both ends. The other thing is like it should if you leave the one if you take one jump gate to the left and when you come into the other jump gate on the other side, you should be on the left. So ideally, if you set up a formation, of a couple fighters or even a capital ship with fighters around it, you should come out the other side. Similarly to how the way you went in. It won't be exactly the same, but it'll be similar.
Yeah, seems to work. I mean, Nebula on. I'm actually not sure what map I'm on, but there seems to
Are
be
you
a
in the
nebula
deep space has the
yeah,
nebula on?
there seems to be nebula that slows
That'll
you
slow
down.
you down even further, yeah. So previously I had you spawn in backwards because the G-forces, but yeah, now you're always spawning forward, and if there's nebula, you'll slow down even faster. So, especially the alien nebula that's in deep space.
So, gotta say, I mean, I jumped in there and I barely see some shapes in the fog and explosions. Like, oh boy, what did I used to fly into?
Yeah,
But,
I did it on purpose. Since it's persistent, I changed the settings for each map, and I said, well, I'm gonna keep deep space with nebula on, with the test capital ships. So if people go there, it's kind of spooky.
Yeah, it definitely is. Can confirm.
The other thing that was in this build, which is nice, and I'll be pinging the Vanguard in a moment, is that all the persistent data carried over, even though there was like changes to the data model. So that was nice. So it was a test of my procedures for upgrading the data between versions. In the future, I probably won't always take the time to do the right thing, because until we actually have gameplay going on and people have built up little empires, it's easier sometimes just to wipe stuff out. But it was a test also of that behind the scenes. So
cool. I mean, was checking if there were any ring entities being upset. I'm using jump gates, but so far seems to be
yeah, I mean
okay.
that's a perfect example. You could tie that into the aliens that are like, you're jumping in a lot. Let's do something.
We don't like this behavior, so we'll just nullify your ship,
Yeah, and I wrote in the comments right now the little jump light turns on. If there's ever some sort of interdiction kind of thing, then you can have it like the little jump light blink when somebody's messing with you. Why is my jump system not working even though I have the meds and all that?
Mm-hmm.
You can maybe end up somewhere else instead of your destination. Then you're lost in space. Okay, so I think let's see, did the build finish? Hey, it looks like the build actually, see? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Last week, the build took like 30 minutes. Today, in the time I was talking to you guys, it already finished the build.
Yeah, I guess that's just cache, not like being valid or something or expiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like I do the same thing every time, so it should work the same every time. But yeah, Unity's caching mechanism is a little bit wonky, that's for sure.
Most caching mechanisms are a little bit special.
Yep. The other thing is that I built all this stuff with server meshing in mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Freaking Windows quick search web bar? Turn off search bar. Man, I hate how I think Microsoft is kind of going back to their old ways in a way. With like pushing their freaking web browser onto you, and maybe they never completely left their old ways, but it's been too long since the government slapped them around. So I feel like each update they're trying to push the freaking web browser and other stuff onto me. Reminds me of the old days. Okay. So where was I? Yeah, let me so I'm gonna publish another update right now. Let me verify everything's good. The build did finish. And then I'll ping everybody. Hey, Good Ink. Good to see you, mate. And Days, good to see you too, buddy.
Howdy, Fernando.
Definitely, yeah, definitely today, as many people as can record. Definitely record. I want to capture our first group jump session. First ever. Oh, does anybody know? Guess how fast 3 kilometers per second is in kilometers per hour? Because we're not used to thinking in kilometers per second.
Wasn't it like 50,000 or something?
It's I'm not gonna say 50,000 Satuka's guess. What do you think, Good Ink? Don't do the calculations.
Don't do the calculation.
Just guess how fast is 3. That's
I
the
don't know. 5,000.
Belgrade Scoots. How fast is 3,000 meters per second in kilometers per hour?
3,000. Oh, I totally didn't.
I'm not doing the calculations, so probably somewhere.
I did the calculation.
10,800?
Yeah, it's around. It's around that. Yep. Let's do Scoots. Let's see. So 60 seconds in a minute. 60 seconds. 60 minutes in an hour. So that's 3,600 seconds in an hour.
11 million.
Times 3, 10,800 kilometers per hour.
Boom.
So when you're going through those jump gates, you're going freaking at the end. You're going freaking fast. 10,800 kilometers per hour. It's around 10 times the speed of sound.
Oh, right.
So you're going like
Divide 1,000. Okay.
10 times the speed of sound. So that's Mach 10. More or less. How fast is the black?
All right, so it's coming from a noob. How do I use these jump dates?
I
No
said
one's
you
using
can
it
maybe
yet.
Stuga can explain it, but give me a second. I'm gonna mute myself so I can get the update out real quick, and then I'll ping the Vanguard.
So yeah, basically just open up the arrow key navigation, and then
Mhm.
you will have on the flight manual, you've got navigation, pilot, and stats. Go for that, and then at the top, you've got navigation. Go for that. Then pick wherever you want to jump. Like take the closest one, I would recommend. And then it will update your HUD with the Monopoly house. Then just fly to Monopoly house. Once you're within 3 clicks, do the same procedure, and it will initiate jump.
So I've got the Monopoly house.
Fly towards it, basically. It will lead you to the jump gate.
Yeah, I flew through the jump gate and nothing.
No, you have to activate it when you're in front of the gate. If you have Monopoly House already, then you go back to that menu where it says like navigation. And if you're within 3 clicks, then you can activate it again and you can jump.
Uh,
So are you hovering in front of a gate right now?
I was. An NPC killed me while I was talking.
Oh.
I wasn't paying.
Space is a dangerous place, man.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Then once jump initiates, just lay back and yeah. And on ingress, then yeah, you can do whatever you want. I mean, you can just dip away from the gate at 3 kilometers a second.
Out of curiosity, is it supposed to take me back to the main menu for a sec? Says connect the server and then.
That will be fixed in 5 minutes with the new build.
Got it.
Okay. The new update is out.
Nice. I just tried drifting into the gate at 2.5 clicks a second, but yeah, it doesn't allow me to jump. Coming in at an angle, I'll now try flying in straight.
If I remember correctly, the first ring you have to come in straight, but the subsequent rings you can drift sideways.
Gotcha. Not super easy at these speeds, but we'll try.
Yeah. I didn't want to make it too easy for you to just go in at an angle and use it just for a speed boost. So you can try after the
Yeah.
burst ring, but then it's harder and you can end up killing yourself. I killed myself quite a few times that way. And then be careful. Watch your fuel too. You don't want to run out of you don't want to run out of fuel and not take your slowdown or miss your exit, and then you're just drifting off to the middle of nowhere at thousands of kilometers. You'll slow down eventually even without fuel, but if you use your thrusters, but it takes forever. Okay, so
Are their servers still down? Because I'm not seeing.
I need to reboot the test universe is up. I forgot I haven't rebooted the other servers yet, and the builds are out. And definitely grab the new update came out. They should have a timestamp for like 10:20 or something like that.
I see 10:16, I think.
Yeah. And
I'm
something.
in the test
It came out
universe.
like 12, 15 minutes ago. At least that's when I got it.
Yeah, make sure that in the main menu you see the timestamp of 10. I think the previous build had like a 9 or 8. And I'll reboot the wargame servers in the meantime.
Yeah, works. 3 clicks a second straight into the first ring, jumping to other map.
Thanks.
But that is the way to escape if you get the velocity.
Just update these. Okay. San Francisco's ready. San Francisco, New York. And then okay. The wargame server should be coming up momentarily. Okay, there, pinged everybody. Okay. Helping a new guy with his support request real quick while we new people join in. Were you guys able to grab the update?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, and it's working, right? For you. You don't see the
Yeah, I
main
mean, there's
menu
just no
anymore,
loading
right?
screen anymore. Correct.
No, I can see the main menu.
Okay, perfect. Just want to double check.
Just needs fade to black.
Yeah, some
The
sort of
times
fade.
in. You just keep the last frame from the GPU buffer. You just keep that until the new zone is loaded. Not sure if you can do that with Unity actually.
Yeah, I'll do something like that. I want to take it further and like keep more of the state
And I
intact.
crashed into the jump gate. Oof.
That's an easy way to get it. It's a good way to get a refuel. Okay, so it was having trouble with their VR headset. Started in game. Okay.
It's actually a lot of fun to go high speed from ring to ring to ring. You know, this jump around the place.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. And you can have a chase. Chase people from
Yep.
place to place to place. I noticed that it was still saying I have it. It no longer messages the Hunternet log saying that you left and rejoined the server, but it still says that you're offline in the in-game chat. So I need to in-game logs. I need to keep that from showing up, but that's really easy. Just for okay. Let me last message for this guy.
Seem to have some weird effects though. Doing egress and then shooting weapons. Let me check what happening with the effect. Yeah, so works fine on ingress, but not on egress. Checking why.
Whoops. I just got dumped out of the test universe. Said error, visit CPU dreams for support. And I wasn't seeing my Vulcan cannon shots either.
Okay, I'll take a look. Give me a second. Maybe fire going through it. Yeah, something I wasn't doing during testing.
My game is now perfectly frozen, but no crash. Should I kill the process, or what's the best way of preserving the log at that point?
If you try Alt F4ing, that doesn't work.
Mhm.
You can kill the process and send me the log files. Create a ticket and send me the log files.
Yeah, Alt F4 kicked me back to main screen actually.
Okay.
I was able to reconnect to the test universe and my Vulcan cannon shows up again. So.
Good. Okay, so so you guys saying that when you're jumping out, when you're boosting out, you fire your weapon while boosting out, it freezes up?
The effect seems a bit weird, but I sent you the log, but I'm gonna retest what actually happens.
Okay, I'm gonna test it right here too.
I wasn't sure if I was believing what I was seeing, so to double check.
You won't get any pips unless you have a target and they're in weapons range.
I wasn't getting that pips earlier. And I killed the ship without the pip, but definitely.
Oh, if you're in the alien nebula, there's no pips.
May have been there.
So the freeze occurred when I like on ingress and trying to select next jump. There was no highlighting in the menu, and then it just froze.
Okay, hold on a second. So you were
On ingress, slowing down at final ring,
slowing down.
and then switching back to activate, but there was no highlighting in the menu, as if there was no focus, and then it just hard froze.
Oh, I bet it has to do with the last thing I changed. The
Let me see
number
if
of
I can-
entries in the menu or something is different, and I didn't clear that.
Just trying
So I
to
didn't do
replicate it now.
I didn't do anything to do with the rings. I was just shooting NPCs, and my Vulcan cannon showed up at first, but then after a while, the bullets started showing up, and then I just saw an error. Visit CPU dreams.com for
Okay.
support again.
You send me those log files, huh?
How do I get the log files? Is it?
If you look in the support channel, I just posted the location there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So, just confirmed it. So on egress, if you shoot in the middle, you're shooting yourself.
Got it.
So I just got the cease friendly fire warning, and I was taking damage. Although I can't explain that one though. Forces you to aim.
I might just disable your weapons when you're jumping. Okay. Okay, well, at least it's not
Yeah, so it happens when you transition through a ring. If you fire just before that, you're hitting yourself.
Got it.
I'll record it.
I'll write it down.
It's only on egress. Must
I'm
be
just
the
gonna-
ring entities being mad.
Yeah,
at
it's just
you,
the high speed, the high change in speed and the way the logic is working. But what
Yeah,
I'm thinking to do is probably just disable the weapons when you're in the
Yeah,
jump
much
gate
cleaner. There's
protocol.
probably a lot more weird edge
Instead
cases.
of adding a bunch of weird, yeah, imagine firing
yeah.
missiles and
Oh
torpedoes.
yeah,
and-
no. Let's not do that. That's probably cleanest fix because I can already see a lot of.
Good. Well, good that you found it. I was thinking about whether I should do that, but I always do the minimum things that will work, and then change things as I go along. Okay.
It was.
Yeah, I was able to reproduce it over here. Let's I'm gonna get some water, and then I say we split up between harvester and I mean not harvester. Let's meet up in
Saturn and the racing map because that's where I've
yeah.
been testing because there's no slowdown.
Yeah, Saturn and Black Corridor.
Yeah, that was the name of it.
Let's do that. That I want to see the jump logic. The idea is if you're jumping through the ring simultaneously, the people jumping out jump out a little bit before the place where the people jumping in come in. So you might be able to see each other face to face, but you can still crash because somebody could have jumped earlier. But if you both jump simultaneously, you should be okay. But if there's a delay, you shouldn't have somebody teleport on top of you, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not guaranteed 100% because there's like some people you might connect to the server later. And like, in Hunternet, there's no safe zone. So that means the ship will go through the jump gates even if you're not on the server. So if you disconnect in the middle of the server, or it takes you longer than normal to reconnect, then you could potentially crash into somebody when you're not there, just like somebody could potentially shoot you down when you're not there, right? But I try to tune it so that it's reasonable. But if you're jumping later on when we have carriers, if you were to jump a carrier, I think the standard protocol is going to be, if you want to be safe, send in a scout first.
Yeah,
Make sure there's nobody on the other side. Then jump the carrier too. Don't jump it in blind. But I think that makes it more fun anyways. Right, you have to scout it out if you want to 100% avoid the risk of collision. Although you might not care. Maybe you just tank it with your carrier. As long as it's not another carrier, you'll be fine. Okay, I'll be right back.
Fly to a gate. I use the navigation menu, so just bring up the arrow key menu, and then under flight menu, there you see it, and then navigation again, and you can pick the jump gate.
Okay. Okay, and I'm going to start my recording. See if he's in the correct audio. Whatever. Save that. Okay, I'm recording now. This is a local recording. What ring am I at? I am here over by the Saturn cluster, and this is deep blue. Oh, today's camper in Belgrade just crashed into the rings. Wow. And you guys were jumping from opposite directions? You didn't take any damage, Dave. Well, I can't see your chat messages anymore because we're no longer in the same location. You must have taken at least some damage. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Black Corridor gate. Oh, which is 121 kilometers away.
Yeah, I'll meet you there.
On my way. Conserve my fuel. If you're going long distance, I recommend switching to just regular thrust after, power burn up to like 600 and then just like
Ghost.
gradually get up there. Don't, or use boost. You can use boost a little bit faster. Power burn's what really eases up the fuel. Hey, Box.
Hey.
We're about to test jumping in from both sides of the gate to the Black Corridor. So I got the jump mechanics in. The audio visual stuff is not in, but just the actual mechanics of it. So I don't have like the medication effect that Ivan did, that kind of stuff. The visual polish I'll do next week, but the mechanics of it is all working.
Okay, so there's a keybind now for the.
You gotta use the button. I don't have. There will be a dedicated button for it, but you gotta just go up to under flight manual navigation, bring up the navigation menu, and then in the navigation menu you'll see all the local gates plus your spawn point. Then just go to the one you want to take. Press the right menu to select it, and then you gotta fly to it. And there's a 3-kilometer staging area in front of it. So imagine like the 3 kilometers of space directly in front of the entrance. You can, as long as you're in there facing the gate, you'll get a message saying that you can activate the jump protocol.
Okay.
And then it'll start accelerating forward, and you'll go through the gates, and it'll accelerate you through each gate until you reach 3 kilometers per second. And then sometime after you go through the last gate, assuming you don't miss a gate or crash, then you will switch over to the new location. You won't go through the main menu if you have the latest build. And then you'll come in through the other side, and then the jump protocol will still be in process, and then the gates will then slow you down 1 kilometer per second each one. On the way out, you always boost forward. On the way back, you have full control.
Okay, I made it to the nebula.
And we're going to be testing in the gate to Black Corridor. So there's try to make your way back to the Saturn cluster. It's the Saturn location if you can.
Okay.
And yeah,
Cannot initiate jump protocol.
what does
I'm
it
looking
say
3 kilometers.
on the in the navigation menu?
Oh, it says activate to initiate. Okay, it just came up now. Yeah, if that was further out than I
Yeah, I used
There
the
we go.
sound effects from like the racing map, and the only feedback you get now is that menu and the little light says JMP for jump. I didn't have time to do any visual stuff. The last thing I did was just have it not show the main menu. Even that is still a little bit of work in progress. The last thing I did was making sure they didn't try to play the main menu music in the middle of your jump.
Nice. It does
But
work.
yeah, but it works, and it should preserve our formation. And we already had 2 people crash on both sides of the jump gate. If you do it jumps you out a little bit before the people jump in, so you should at least briefly see the person who you're about to crash, and you can try to avoid hitting them.
I think it slows you down way too much coming in. But it's really impressive that that works.
Yeah, I can tweak it right now. It each ring gets rid of like 900 meters per second.
I liked it in the little mock-up preview last week where you still come flying through them. That was really fun. And then you can like turn around and use power burn to slow yourself down. So that was awesome.
Crashed.
Oh, I got disconnected.
Yeah, same here.
So did I.
The
Oh,
rings
yeah.
are too powerful.
Let me look at it. Yeah, I figured you guys can give me whatever feed you have.
Yeah, if I'm with a bunch of buddies and we want to not go all the way in to like a base, like we don't want the rings to fling us all the way there on entry, we can just turn around, use power burn to slow ourselves down as soon as we've come through the ring, and then we're still pretty close to the ring, and we can like then stage an attack and all that.
You can avoid the rings if you don't want to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, on the way
Yeah,
in,
that
you
works
have
fine.
complete control.
Ah.
It's only on the way out that
They
you have to go
they use a
forward.
lot of fuel too. Or unless that was just me holding power burn while going through them.
The rings don't use any fuel.
Okay, yeah, so that must have just been me.
Yeah, that was
Because I held power burn and it ate almost all my fuel. I don't know if that's just like a calculation thing or yeah.
Make sure you don't have hull damage. If you have hull damage, you burn more fuel.
I don't think I did.
Okay, let me look at this error message real quick, guys. Since we all got disconnected there. Can you reconnect? Let me see where am I. Yeah, I'm still there. Perfect.
How do you find the rings to the Saturn clusters from the nebula?
Okay, I know what's happening.
I think I'm going towards it. Oh, I think I see him. Okay.
Yeah, it has to. That last crash had to do with the soft crash. Had to do with the last change I did with the getting rid of the main menu loading screen. You know, I only worked on that for 15 minutes before going live, so it needs a little bit more fun. But I just didn't want to have the main menu in this build. Okay, so what was that question, Belgrade?
Oh, it was me.
Oh, it's Good Ink. Sorry.
I found it. Yeah. Never mind. I was looking for the rings and I just found them.
Okay. Well,
Saturn cluster ones.
yeah, make sure you don't blow anybody up. I'm right there. I'm by the black corridor ring, so we should try to get like at least 4 people on each side, and then line up in formation and go through it simultaneously. And I say, for reference, we're going to go to the bottom of the ring, with bottom being, you know, the where you spawn and you look straight down. In the case of Harvester, it's the where the rings of Saturns are below you in the skybox. And I'm on the Harvester side, and I'm gonna put my spaceship right almost touching the bottom of the ring, around 1 kilometer from it. And then I'll wait for people to line up to my right. So when you're in Harvester, target me and line abreast to my right. And is anybody already in Black Corridor?
Yep.
And then Black Corridor, the same thing, Satuka. I'm on the left bottom of the ring. Maybe you start on the right bottom of the ring. And instead of being right, I'm about as almost touching. Be like maybe like 4 ship, like 200 meters above bottom. So you end up flying like right above us, but not crashing into us for the first flight. I want to be exciting. So be like a couple hundred meters above the bottom of the bottomless point of the ring.
Gotcha.
And I'll wait for people to line up over here. And then we had some new guys just join us. I see we have Fletch. Hey, Fletch.
Hello.
I think you're somebody's wingman. I remember Amanda told me you're
I'm half-wit's wingman,
half-wit's
yes.
wingman. Oh, great. Good to see you.
It's
We're
good to be
just
here.
we're about to do our first ever simultaneous jump
I
of
crashed.
2 flights. What?
It was right when I ran out of fuel too.
Right.
I don't know.
The game crashed or you crashed?
The game crashed.
Send me the log file.
Yeah, I will do.
And then, okay, who else just came here? And Ethos Rock. Hey, long time no see. How are you doing, buddy?
Hello.
And we also have Dermian, also a long time no see.
Yeah, hi.
Come on in. Join the test universe if you can.
Is it possible to get moved out of Old Blue? I keep crashing when trying to exit using the gates.
It keeps crashing on you.
Yeah, just sort of, visually just stops working. Alt F4 gets me back to the
Yeah,
main
that's the
menu
log I
there.
sent you, Fernando. That
Okay.
covers that one.
Yep. Hit Alt F4 and reconnect your ship. If you initiate the jump and made it to the 3rd ring, your ship should turn up on the other side, even if you run into problems. The server
So
should.
it crashes as soon as I press right on deep space on the navigation menu.
Yeah, restart the game.
Restart the game then.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wait,
Hey, Serenity.
Which rings should we go to? Harvester or Black Corridor?
Black Corridor or the Saturn side of Black Corridor. Okay, I see Scoots. Line up here beside me to my right, Scoots. We're trying to get at least a couple people on each side. There's 2 of us currently in Saturn. How many people are in Black Corridor with you, Satuka?
I have nobody with me here currently. Bite Bull is in the sector, but I'm not sure where he is.
I'm also in Saturn, but I don't see anyone else here.
Bring up the navigation menu, and you should see Black Corridor. It's the last jump gate, and you need to fly towards. It's pretty far away.
Okay.
Is it just the player log you need for a crash report?
Yep, just the player
Okay.
log.
Cool. Excellent.
Okay.
Just sent mine in a ticket.
Great, thank you.
Launch the
buddy.
game. Well,
Okay.
I'm going to pour some coffee first, but
Okay, Scoots is here. And the damaged ship. Maybe I can temporarily turn on repair. Stop to refit and repair you. Stop to refit. Put a little repair tool on my ship. Oh wait, but we're enemies. I can't repair you. Never mind. You're on your own. Okay, I see Ink Viper is on his way, 2.6 kilometers out. Perfect. Ink, line up here beside us.
Wait, you're at this one here?
Yeah, I just fired my heavy cannon. Get between me and Scoot. You can also go through this in the external view.
I don't see you guys. Where?
Who's speaking?
This is probably
Oh,
good
good
here.
Ink. We're in Harvester. I mean, we're in the Saturn location.
Yeah.
You're in the Saturn skybox, and then you go to your ship's in-game menu. Right above where you refit your ship, there's a menu that says navigation.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
And then you should see Black Corridor. Press right menu to target Black Corridor, and it should change the little waypoint marker on your radar, and it should tell you how far away it is in kilometers.
The waypoint. What? Let's see.
On your radar, there's a Monopoly house, the one that
Oh,
shows you where
yeah.
your capital ship is at. But if you
Okay, so
target
that-
Black Corridor, it'll point to it instead.
Oh, that's how you find the rings. Okay.
Okay. And then how many kilometers out are you?
I'm 124.
Yeah. So yeah, just fly over here. Use don't use power burn. You don't want to use up too much fuel. Make sure you have enough fuel to get here, and you'll get here. We got 3 already on this side. Is Duke anybody on your side?
Negative.
Well, I might send some people over to your side if
I can go over there real quick.
yeah, it's probably everybody who's on in the game, in the test universe. Oh, there's Scoots is going on. Hop on and meet us in Saturn in the test universe. Okay, there, he's disappeared.
Whoever's jumping through, let's see if I can hit you.
It's Scoots. I'm coming through right now. I'm at the very
Hi.
bottom.
Railgun is loaded, looking for you.
Blasting out of the sky. Oh, we got, let's see, half-wits on in our location now. I see a weak signal off in the distance. Yeah, I need it. Things I'll be tuning is like how much sound there should be when people come in through the ring. Should the rings themselves make some sort of sound? Stuff like that. You won't get the little player log messages that we currently have on the right hand side, but maybe there'll be a different message like, ring, jump gate, Black Corridor jump gate activated or something, something jumped in or who knows.
In
maybe this,
navigation, I've only got spawn point or deep space.
Belgrade is here. Who was that?
I said in navigation, I've only got spawn point or deep space.
Go to deep. Well, yeah, you gotta take multiple jumps to get here. So go to deep space, and then from deep space you should see a jump point to
Saturn.
To Saturn.
I'm 62 kilometers out now.
Okay, we got multiple here. We got 4 over here. Well, 3 now, and you should have a bunch over there. So we have Belgrade, Ink Viper, and then whoever's on your side. So we should have at least 3 of us on either side, I think, before we do our first group jump. And we can always do another one when people show up. Try not to waste too much fuel. If somebody does run out of fuel, we'll just blow them up to give them new fuel. As long as you avoid your power burn, you'll be fine.
Well, you can start with a power burn and then just cruise the rest of the way, right?
Exactly. That power burn is meant to be used. You want to use it in short bursts. Okay. Let's create a tighter formation here. Ink Viper. Oh, that was Belgrade. Don't die. Okay, you avoided the ring. Did you hit the ring or did you just avoid it? Okay, wait. Okay, good. At least you didn't take damage. Yeah. Your engine turns on right away. Okay, form up here beside me, guys. Try to get a little bit closer to my ship, like you're literally along this gun. The weapons fire. Fine. Okay. There, perfect. Ink Viper. Okay, we got 2 more here. Perfect. We can do a full squad of 4. Belgrade, get over there. Yeah, scoot in. And then Dermion and Perfectly Good Ink. How many do you have on your side, Stuka?
3 now.
3. We'll send 1 over to your side. And Dermion, go line up between the 3 of us here, or to the right of Belgrade if there's not enough room.
So it says I cannot initiate jump protocol. Is that because someone of you have already activated, or?
Okay,
No.
information.
It should tell you in the.
Well, it's initiated. Wait, I don't want to do this.
Mine said I can only jump in test universe.
It'll tell you in the menu why you can't initiate it. So in the center screen, it'll just say you can't initiate it, but on the menu on the left, it should tell you exactly why. Okay, we got 4 here, and then
Belgrade didn't I? Okay.
Okay, you have 3 still on your side, right?
Correct.
We'll send 1 over. Belgrade, why don't you hop over to the other side there, and then Perfectly Good Ink line up there beside Dermion.
Trying to do that. Yep.
Okay. Whatever you do not activate the black corridor. You can like select the spawn point as your waypoint instead, so it doesn't try to activate it. Because we're gonna try to coordinate everybody. Yeah, so just find a spot and then come to a complete stop lined up just like everybody else here. And then the opposite end should be basically lined up but a little bit higher than we are.
I'm available in Saturn cluster.
Okay, come on over to the black corridor jump gate.
Okay.
Come in.
I'm trying to get there.
Yeah, you got time.
My 7-year-old just showed up, so I don't know how much longer I'll have here before he needs breakfast.
Okay. We'll wait for box and then we'll do the big jump.
Does
And then
when
we-
you select
Where
it
are you
navigation,
going?
does it indicate on the hood which one is for Black Corridor?
It's the
Uh,
Monopoly house is always pointing at your waypoint.
Got it.
Let me
Thank you.
switch to Discord to
And this scope is gonna have a special thing, and I might even show the other
I
waypoints
see.
to like follow stuff. But yeah,
you
yeah,
can
just follow the Monopoly house and you'll get here.
device.
Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 of us here. No, 5.
I'll be in Saturn's clusters in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
A minute.
I should have
'cause,
brought
you
these
know,
guys in even further.
Also, yeah,
Uh,
I just did
The new gates are a little bit further out. Some of them.
So is it Saturn clusters I'm heading for? Is it?
Yep. If you hit the Saturn cluster, you should be able to find the black corridor gate.
Oh, huh, that's nice.
The final slowdown feels a little bit much, though. Seeing
Yeah.
people arrive.
I'll tweak it. Right now, it's the same in both directions. Well,
Mhm.
900 on the slowdown and 1,000, but you may I'll do it half. On the way out, it accelerates 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, and then on the way in, it slows you down 500, 500, 500. So if you hit all three, you would still be going 1,500, but of course you can slow down beyond that by just hitting
Yeah,
a little
of
bit
course,
of brake.
It's more like right now they barely get to the last ring.
Yeah, sometimes you don't even get to the last ring if you're
Yeah,
using
yeah.
the
Are
I
you
didn't have
guys
time
in the
to-
Test Universe or the War Games one?
test universe. Test universe.
I'm in the wrong fucking universe.
No,
Yeah,
explain it.
in the war game universes, you can use the gates, but then at the very end, it'll just give you a message saying it's not fully functional. And it just
Yeah, it said you
slows
can
down.
only jump in Test Universe.
Yeah, so you can only jump in test universe. You can mess with it, so it works. But it doesn't fully. There's nowhere to jump to. Okay, I see box. As soon as box is here, we'll do this first jump.
I'll
Because
be in.
and then we can just jump back and forth as many times as you want. And then we'll go play a regular game because jumping back and forth is only going to be fun for so long. But next build, it'll be much more beautiful. This build is just about making sure everything works. Okay, box up. Get yourself a little. Actually,
I
get
was
it.
going to go behind you so you guys are all in front of me.
Oh
and then
yeah,
I
that's a good idea.
Steal you guys
Okay.
when I record
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so we're gonna be starting in just a moment, but nobody jump the gun. Okay, again, the way the jump mechanics works is that first you target the gate that you want to go through, and then if you press menu a second time with it, target it, and you are in the correct place, facing the correct direction, etc., then you'll go through. So be careful not to press it a second time. Once you get used to it, it's very easy. So go ahead and go to the navigation menu, and everybody on our side, target the black corridor gate. Everybody on the other side, target the Saturn gate. You should see a message saying activate to initiate jump gate protocol if you have everything is correct. That means you're facing the gate, you're within the ring opening of it, you're not outside the ring. Does everybody over here, Ink Viper, Good Ink, Dermion, everybody see activate
am-
to initiate jump gate protocol?
30 kilometers away from Black Corridor Gate. At 2,000 meters a second, so.
Okay, we'll wait a little bit for you. Box, you got the message there? Activate to initiate jump?
Yep, got it.
Okay, so once Cutie's here and she has her message, don't ram into anybody, Cutie. I see you 7 kilometers away. Then you can also, and then on your end, Satuka, everybody see Saturn selected, 3
Yes.
kilometers or less, and then the message activate to initiate jump. Okay,
it
and
ready.
then when I say so, not now, I'll be calling it, and then we all do it simultaneously. Okay?
Gotcha.
Okay. Cutie, you got the message?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody on your side ready, Satuka?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna say the actual words, and then the last word being jump. Okay, and then we're gonna do
Gotcha.
it. And you got to make sure you don't ram into each other or ram the rings, otherwise you'll get screwed up. But that, it's by design. Okay, here we go. Activate to initiate. Jump.
My game crashed.
My
Yeah.
game's still good.
That's a currently a bug.
Final ring.
I'm the last ring. I'm ahead of everybody because I guess
Jump.
the audio delay. I'm jumping. I'm back. I'm in
Oh, I saw Dermian.
I'm here.
Skip it,
I'm
the
not
ring.
on top speed.
You just cruise in on the way in. You don't even need to do anything. Okay, there. Box passed me. He missed it. He skipped the ring.
Yeah,
I see two people on my right.
Oh shit.
But there you go. And everybody's still in the place where they left. There's
I didn't jump, but I have new fuel.
who didn't jump. Ethos run. Yeah, but we all jumped through. Oh, there we go. So it worked. Yeah. So basically, it remembers where you jumped out and it jumps you in the same arrangement, regardless of which direction the other ring is pointing in. So that's cool. We can do another one in the opposite direction. I'm lining up here on Black Corridor.
All we need to do is delay one.
So
by
did
like
anybody?
5
Some
seconds.
people got disconnected. That's a bug. I'll be fixing
I-
that.
Yeah, I got a bug now where I can no longer navigate in the navigation menu. Like
Okay.
I can navigate in all the other menus leading up to it, but not the navigation menu itself.
Oh yeah, that
And
is a bug.
it's disabled sound effects for
Oh, I
gunfiring,
get it.
and
I have it
it's
too,
turned my
yeah.
cockpit view into like a
Yeah.
no cockpit view.
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
still see the
Okay. Yeah. I see it too. I'm pressing Alt 4 to get out of it, and I'll look at the log file. Yeah.
Yep,
So
I'm
that has to do with the hiding the main menu thing. It's some of the code. I'll be. Yeah.
Okay.
The way to put it in a way an artist would understand. Imagine like you have this really complicated 3D model that is for subdivision, so it's made of nothing but quads, and then there's some highly detailed section that also you have to like stick something in. And you have to try to like put it in without breaking all the quads. So there's something in the startup procedure that didn't get fixed, but yeah. Okay. I have the. Let me save that log file. Yeah. The previous build didn't have this issue because I tested it a lot, but something in the main menu code is not correct.
I'll send mine too on the same ticket.
Yeah, but cool. I just wanted to record a video without the main menu showing up.
Oh, that's good. And using it crashes the game. Good to know.
Yeah. Okay, so after you guys can mess with the rings all you want, but I'm gonna go to the wargame server now to play a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll fix those problems easy. The other thing, yeah, I got a nice player log out of it. I'm gonna copy this player log into a different folder so I don't lose it. Jump bug. Okay, so yeah, all the the audio visual stuff I'll work on next week, and I'll tweak the rules of the jumping as we learn through using it. And of course, there's still, I'm not going to work on it right now, but there's still plans for there to be a way for you, if you have the right kind of starfighter or the right kind of equipment, or if you're in a carrier, to actually do the jump without a jump gate too, which will give you more flexibility, because even though this already gives you quite a bit of flexibility on the way in, you don't have to use any of the rings if you don't want to, right? You can just avoid hitting them. But the plan is for you to be able to do the equivalent of this jump with a carrier, or with this, not every single starfighter, but with some starfighters. But it would, have different pros and cons, like the difference between taking the bridge into town or taking one of the other paths into town. Okay, Meet me guys in the New York War Game server.
Okay. I think there's a few of us hanging around Black Corridor Gate. I'm just gonna do another jump and see if I can slow myself down.
Yeah, feel free to
Coming
do
without
do more
crashing into the rock.
jumps. It's getting late over here, so I wanted to fight the new guys at least.
Oh, some free dispatches. I'll take them.
So who out of the pipe-lights who are here, anybody other than Fletch, is this your first playtest?
Yeah, my first playtest, Damian.
Is Dermian? Okay, cool. I want to give you a little welcoming. Plus, it's a good way for me to see you're flying in the game. So when we do teams, I can put you in the appropriate team. So meet me in go to the War Games menu and meet me in the New York server. And I'm going to go ahead and switch actually to this map. It's easier to find people here. And now to off. Stops refit on. Prepare on kill on. Make sure you have your broadcast signal if you're near an enemy carrier. Don't be like the AI. And Dermion, I see you there. Dermion, if you see above you being above the rings of Saturn and the center of the map being away from the capital ship, you should see some massive asteroids in the center, like a big cluster of them. Fly above them, and you should see my name. I just flew past you on your left. Fly there and meet me there. Oh, let me start recording again. Okay, there you go. So Dermion, what's your space sim background besides Hunternet?
I play games since Wing Commander.
Okay.
Today, nowadays I play Star Citizen.
Star Citizen. Okay, cool. Would you say do you specialize in combat, or you like to do a bit of everything?
I do PvP.
PvP. Okay.
I'm in a mercenary group.
Let me. For the first fight. Oh. You're currently using the default loadout. Do you know how to refit in Hunternet?
No, I think it's default. Gatling gun, Vulcan,
Heatsink.
and heatsink.
So are you on keyboard and mouse, joysticks? What are you using?
2 joysticks.
Okay, so if you bring up the ship's menu, the same one you were using to navigate earlier, go to the refit menu, and you can actually refit your ship. As a new player, you might be better off just with a single weapon instead of 2. By default, it's 2, just because it's more fun that way. But feel free to refit your ship if you want. And then the radar, just to make sure that you know how the radar works. You have me targeted already.
I know the radar.
Top-down radar points up if they're above you, points down if they're below you, pitch up and pitch down. When it flips, they should be in front of you there at the 12 o'clock. Okay. And then so the way we do the duel is we do a head-on without firing, and then once we pass each other's wing line, turn around and engage, and just do your best to kill me.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Ready. And everybody else, it's a free for all, so feel free to fight each other or the AI. Just want to give Dermion here his welcoming fight.
Do you find the joystick easier?
I don't think either one is. I think keyboard and mouse, if you can be easier if you play a lot of first-person shooters. Joystick, I think, is more finicky in terms of you have to make sure keyboard and mouse is kind of easier to set up, right? Keyboard is a keyboard. Mouse only has one setting, really, your DPI. So the main thing with joystick is you want to take your time to really like get it just right. But once you get comfortable, I think either one is I don't know. I would say one is easier than another. Certain things are easier with one than the other.
Yeah, I had to go setting one up, but it just didn't feel right.
And of course, it also depends on the joystick. If you have a lower end joystick, joysticks are just there's a lot more variation, right? There's high end joysticks and crappy joysticks, but even the mediocre mouse is decent enough. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I've got an X52 and a cheapo one, so I'll
Oh
try
yeah,
and go-
X52 is. It's a very. Unfortunately, it's not a. It's never been a good. I used to use X45 for flight simming in IL2, and I only used the throttle because the stick is just. I don't know. It used to be Cytec back then. They manufacture really. Their whole spring mechanism, centering mechanism, is just kills all the accuracy in their sticks. Yeah, unfortunately, the throttle's good though. Ooh, and Dermion killed me. Okay, Dermion,
Yeah,
obviously I need to upgrade myself and not
GG.
try to answer questions while we're having our duel. Okay, GG. Okay, we'll do one more. Stay above that Astra. I'm gonna switch myself to a different channel so I can
Yep,
focus.
I stay here.
Back just had a delivery at the door.
Good fight.
Ah!
Okay, so who else was new? We have Fletch. Fletch, if you meet me above the big asteroid center of the map.
Ooh, big asteroid central. Try not to. Oh, I might get blooded before I get to you, actually.
If somebody's shooting at Fletch, let him be.
Well, it's my fault. I started it.
I'll repair you when you get here. Okay. There you are, the real Fletch, not the fake one.
No,
There
don't
you are.
accept any substitute.
Never, never. I wouldn't think about it. So, you familiar with it? I'm going to put you in a different channel too, real quick.
foot. No escape.
Okay. Got the newbies warmed up. I'm going to switch it to invasion mode. and see if we can finally beat invasion mode without. We almost did it last week, but somebody died. That's my goal with no casualties on. Okay, meet up at the friendly capital ship, guys. We're gonna do invasion mode, no casualties. I highly recommend you use a heavy fighter or above. Otherwise, if you're in light fighter, be very careful to avoid crash damage and be very, very proactive with your repairs, because you are, especially towards the end of the match when there's lots of debris and there's lots of us. It's easy to make a little mistake and die before you realize it. But for the new guys, focus on staying alive. This is no casualties mode. That means if any pilot dies, it's game over. Our goal is to kill the minimum number of AI for us to win. It's going to be scaled based on the number of players. Let me see how much it's going to be real quick. Yeah, we have to kill 101 of them. But there's 10 of us. So we have to kill 101 AI in 12 minutes without anybody dying. If you are low, call it out. Head towards the friendly capital ship. Use your radar. Look at the Monopoly house. Make sure you're not flying to the enemy capital ship. And then we'll escort you and repair you as possible. Let me switch my loadout, and then we'll start the match. This is the moment for everybody to switch their loadout. You can switch it anywhere during the break. Again, I highly recommend the heavy or the bomber, unless you're extremely confident. Okay, everybody ready?
Yes, ready.
Here we go, guys. And be careful not to go too deep into enemy territory, otherwise that capital ship will engage. And if you're in trouble and you're panicking, look for open space and power burn towards it. That's usually a good thing. Just don't power burn for too long because you can overheat or waste a lot of fuel, which can get you in trouble too. Let the killing begin. On the radar, if any enemies are blinking, they have you targeted. So keep an eye on that. If you see multiple enemies targeting you, unless you're confident you can handle it, put some distance between them and you as well. Watch out for these asteroids. This is also doing. Good job, guys. So far, so good. Looks like nobody's low either. If your hull gets below, like, if you've taken 30% hull damage, I know it doesn't feel like a lot, but just for precaution's sake, you should head back and repair. And be careful, even when you're repairing, the AI can follow you and attack you. And there are no safe zones anywhere on the map. Thanks. Keep an eye on your fuel and ammo status too. Okay, I'm gonna go in for some repairs. Oh no, I'll probably stay a little bit longer. So then, not that long. If you see a friendly blinking on the radar, that means they're low on hull, or they're blinking on the contacts display. You can give them a little warning, but so far I don't see anybody blinking, so it's like everybody's holding it together quite well.
I'm getting missiled. I'm going back to repair.
Whoop. Okay. I think taking 20% hull damage. I'm going to go in for repairs. Watch out, there's some enemies by our capital ship, so don't let your guard down. And don't crash into the deck. Perfect, thanks for the repairs. And I'm fully loaded. I'm out of here.
Fletch
Okay.
needs help around
Enemy
carrier.
incoming, watch out. After we clear these enemies by the carrier, we should head out of here. So,
I go ramped, RTB.
Roger. It does get progressively harder, so don't let your guards down, guys. More and more enemies are coming in. There's quite a few of them over our base. So, who died? Serenity got killed by
I went to wrong carrier.
the wrong carrier. Classic move. Oh, don't worry, don't worry. Okay. Let's see.
I was just thinking, why are all them weapons flashing at me?
We're gonna do a silent fight, okay? I'm not gonna take a lot of time to set up teams. There's just so many people. If the fight gets really lopsided, like one team is leading by like 5 kills or something like that, then I might end the match earlier and tell somebody to swap. But it's gonna be a silent fight. That means nobody talks. Everybody mutes their microphone. Just use the in-game messages to coordinate. If you're a new player, I recommend playing it defensively. And if you don't have it already mapped, make sure you have copy target mapped. That will copy your wingman's target. And if you don't have a wingman, it'll copy your wingman first, and then it'll copy their target. So just pressing that button will either give you an enemy that your wingman is going after, or will give you the wingman to fly towards. So that will go a long way to keep you grouped up with your teammates. But just we're gonna do that real quick because my time is starting to run low. And last week we didn't get a chance to do any team fights. And I'm gonna turn on the teams real quick. And this is about to get a lot harder because it's not going to be AI anymore. Trying to kill you is going to be your fellow pilot here. And let's see, random teams. Let's see. Yeah, well, these teams are not even. Okay, this might work. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's see. There's 2. I'm gonna have Beauty. Can you switch with Serenity? So in the refit menu, Serenity, go to the bottom refit menu. You should see your team. Change to the other team. There we go. I think this is probably more fair. And everybody, turn off your microphone on Discord. I'll keep mine on. Take a moment to refit your ship. Fly to your correct ship. Some of you guys are on the wrong ship. The Monopoly house will show the correct ship, and also you'll see the deck lights will be on if you're in the correct ship. They'll be off if you're not. Ink Viper, you're in the wrong ship, buddy. Get over there. And you might want to refit your ship because I had a loadout for fighting AI.
Will autonomous pilots be on or off?
Oh, they'll be off. Yeah, I'll turn it on. There's plenty of us here. We don't need that. No casualties off. Keep this up. That's pretty good. Okay. So just try to keep an eye on your. There's a good chance to practice, situational awareness. Look at your instrument.